Welcome. In front of me is a RUGONE Xever 7 Pro, and today I will show you how you can record a screen on this device. So, to get started, we're going to swipe down from the top of our screen. Now make sure you do it from the top right side. As you can see, that's where the toggles are. And here we will be looking for the screen recording toggle. Now, it could be on one of the pages as we have multiple, so we can just swipe and... oh wait, there it is. It's cut out for some reason in the middle, which is kind of dumb, but that's how it's going to look like. So you're looking for basically like a circular icon. Now, before you tap on it to start recording or just bring up the overlay, we could attempt to hold it, which does nothing. Okay, so we're just going to tap on it in this case. Typically when you hold it, it takes you to the settings, but it looks like this device doesn't have any settings for it, so that's as far as we get. And this is just from tapping on it. And here we can select if we're going to be recording a single app or the entire screen. And with entire screen, we also have the toggle right here to show touches on the screen, which will basically record a semi-transparent gray dot where your finger was touching the display. Additionally, we have the option for audio recording, which is enabled by default, and you can also choose from device audio, microphone, or both. I'm gonna stick with the device audio. And we're just gonna click on start recording, which begins a 3-second countdown with a notification. There we go. It will begin recording. So whatever you'll do right now will be recorded, but there is a little bit of a limitation, what I meant to say. So when you have garbage applications like Netflix, though, I won't be able to show this just because I don't have network right now, haven't connected to it. But if you were to open up Netflix as an example while recording, you're not going to be able to record it. Most other applications you should be able to record no problem. So something like a web browser, basically good to go. Okay, I guess that stops working. Wow, that was terrible. Okay, so once you're done recording, you can swipe down from the left side where you get your notifications and click on the stop. Oh, there we go. Again, one more notification and it's saved. I guess 2 more notifications and it's saved. And we want to open up our Photos application. And in here, you can see here is our screen recording. Later on, when you have additional things like albums visible, you can navigate to albums, and in albums, you'll find one called, like it's labeled right here, movies. You can also tap on that text and it takes us to the album. And in here, you'll find movies, which would be your video recording along with screen recordings. So anything that it includes any kind of video will be here. And here's the screen recording that I've captured. Now, like I said, I won't be able to show one of the limitations, which is the blocking of draw over other apps. Screen pinning, sorry, that's I think how it was called, which is what screen recorder does. Now, Netflix uses this, kind of disables this feature, and this feature is designed primarily for privacy and security of the, not corporation, would you believe it, it's the user. But for some reason, piece of shit Netflix uses that for protection and privacy of the corporation on your device, which you paid the money and they're using it to protect themselves. Are you fucking kidding me here? So yeah, just know that there's nothing you can do about it when you encounter this. And even when you open up this application, there's no info usually that it's happening. So you might be recording this thinking that everything is just fine, and then when you go play it back, when you're playing it back, you will just end up with a straight up black screen when you open that application. And as long as it's open, you're not going to see anything from it. So something to be aware of. So if you're planning to record some kind of application that you don't know if you can, then you might want to first do a quick recording, see if it allows you to, and then go fully into it. And just as a kind of quick expectation, what applications could be blocking it. If it's a secure application that would, for instance, deal with your money as an example, things like bank applications, those will be blocking, and those will be doing it for your privacy and security, because let's be honest, if you have some kind of malware on your device that is trying to spy on you and see, for instance, what your pins for bank applications are, they won't be able to, just because of that feature blocking it from being able to see that. About any other application that shows you some content which is locked behind a paywall, yeah, those accounts will also be doing that. So for that, you can use other options, alternative options. For instance, for Netflix, you can use CloudStream. You can find it on GitHub, just add a mega repo to it, and then look for Hexated. I can just show you this actually, because screw you, Netflix. So here we have CloudStream, you can see, open it up. And typically when you open it up, you would have a first setup. If you kind of skip through it, you can then go into the settings, add a repo. I think that's how it was called. Oh no, sorry, it was here, mega repo, and the repository URL. And once you added it, you'll have a bunch of different extensions. I deleted most of them, but you'll find this one, Hexated one. You can click on it, and in here you'll find Sora Stream somewhere. Where the hell is it? Oh, there we go. You can see it right here. You'd click on the download button, and from there you'd go back to homepage, select it, and voila. Now you have basically things like Netflix, Disney Plus, Apple, and all that stuff. Truth be told, it won't be working perfectly every time. Sometimes you might need to try to open up content multiple times, and search doesn't seem to work anymore for some reason. So you'd be looking more through recommendations and just kind of scrolling through till you find something. But considering it's free, allows you to record it without giving you crap, I consider that a win. And for instance, music like Spotify, because Spotify also does this, which is ironic considering Spotify became a company from piracy. You can use YouTube revanced music as an example, which is going to be a substitute for that. Also free, also allows you to play in the background, and doesn't require any subscription. Completely kind of mitigating the YouTube's idea of paid plan. Also blocks ads, which is additional benefit. So anyway, with that being said, I hope you found this very helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.